Apparently, all of my inventory sucks, and I still declined an offer last night. So I was recently informed by a comment on one of my YouTube videos, the one about closing my antique booth, that yes, in fact, all of my inventory sucks. Cool. Thanks. Despite the fact that apparently all of my inventory just sucks, I still declined an offer on this item that I have listed on eBay last night from a buyer. I have this listed, I think, for $22. I'd like to go ahead and show you guys the offer that I had received. It had a message attached to it, and anytime a buyer sends me an offer, which I have on every item I have listed on eBay, I do have or best offer turned on. You can submit an offer to me. I don't really put any big regulations on that, like, you know, minimum amounts accepted and stuff like that, because the market changes frequently. I like to be able to hear people out, at least, as to why they're offering, if they choose to send a message. Occasionally you will get some people that will send you offers for below half of what you're asking. And if you do a fairly decent job of comping your stuff and, you know, pricing it accordingly, at least, whether it's on the low end of what it normally sells for or the high end or somewhere in between, as long as you're kind of in that ballpark, you're not being necessarily unreasonable, in my humble opinion. When you go in and you comp stuff, once you've built up a good amount of inventory, a little time has gone by and the market changes. And so could what I comped it at, you know, a few months ago when I listed it or whatever, could it be going for less now? Maybe, I don't know. So when I received this message letting me know that due to the cost of shipping and the fact that this didn't have the rubber feet on it anymore, this would have originally come with like these little rubber pad feet, that because this just sits on the countertop. Okay, it's an aluminum, wherever aluminum juice press. So it's got the little pour spout over here, and on the inside it has this little strainer that just sits right down in there. So there's a look at what it looks like on the inside, and it maybe could kind of be spit shined a little bit, polished up, but there's no, you know, rust or anything like that. It's definitely got some wear. It's pressed a few juices. And then down here is the interior. Again, there's no rust or anything. It could use a little, like, I don't know if polishing's the right word, but you could shine this back up for sure. I'm not going to take the time to do that. You technically could still use this as is, but if you want it to look prettier, you sure could shine it up. The point is that there's no rust, there's no real damage outside of just usual kind of fade to the aluminum from wear, from use, which, you know, this is patented in the 1930s. I think it was 1932. I mean, so these are a little old. They got a little bit of age to them. They're coming up on 100 years since they hit the market. There's this kind, and then there's another one that had like legs that stuck down from it, and I'll show you, it's just a little screenshot I took from like an old catalog with a lot of their products in it. You know, that's an example of the one with the legs, so it was taller, and it had more of the spout was down here so that you'd set your juice cup here, and you would, you know, be able to pour it right in there. This is the shorter example. It instead has the spout on the side. You know, this is in good, usable condition, and it looks cool. You know, it's definitely got that Industrial Revolution feel to it, right? So anyways, I had comped it, and I think I've even lowered the price on it. I think I started it at like $28, because you can find these, well, one recently sold for $85, I think it was. And then there's a lot of others that range anywhere from, you know, about $19 or $20 to $30, $35, anywhere in there. And I really don't see a whole lot of difference in them. They all kind of have, for the most part anyway, this sort of wear to them, you know, just use wear, not damage necessarily, just wear. You know, I even looked at like Ruby Lane. I'll put that one up here. This is what somebody's asking on Ruby Lane. So when I received that offer that was sent and they were explaining why they could only offer me less than half of what I'm asking at 22, they're offering me 10. And they said, well, because it's missing the rubber feet. Well, more than 90% of them that sell that I comped don't have these. These rubber feet were notorious for drying out and falling out, just like the rubber plugs in salt and pepper shakers or old banks and things like that. They dry up and they fall apart. But this is still very usable, and you could easily put some sort of a rubber or non-skid mat thing on here, or set a non-skid mat on your counter and then set it down. Nonetheless, that's not a reasonable enough thing for me, given that 90+% of them available don't have those. And they're not going to, because they notoriously dried up and fell off. So it is what it is. That to me isn't enough of a reason for me to say, oh, I should lower my price to less than half of what they all sell for. Then they said that there was damage to the strainer. And I'm not sure, I showed you guys the strainer and stuff. I'm not sure exactly what they're talking about. I don't see damage there. You guys let me know. Tell me if you're seeing something I'm not, because I really went back and I like inspected my photos of it, and I wanted to make sure. Did I miss something? Because I'm human. I could easily miss something. Everybody can miss things. Everybody can forget something. Mistakes happen. And so when a customer messages me and they have concern about condition, or wanting to send me an offer that is not only less than what I'm asking, but it's below half of what I'm asking, I'm open to hear why they feel that way. In this particular case, I disagree with the foot thing. They brought up shipping cost. I also disagree with that. I don't charge for the shipping material, and I easily could, but I don't charge for that. If you are getting free shipping, you're still paying for shipping. They're just not calling it shipping. Those are usually the ones that are on the higher end of your comp stuff. You'll see a lot of times, those are the ones that say free shipping. Okay? So people tend to buy that. They're willing to pay the $10 more or whatever, as long as they don't have to pay for shipping, but you are paying for shipping. That's why it's $10 more. Whether it is the seller paying it and you paying it via the cost of the item being increased, or you pay the shipping and the item itself is at a lesser cost. I wouldn't mind paying it, but if you think about it from a business perspective, that is not a way to remain in business. You just can't, because some things I sell, it'd be different maybe if I sold like extremely light, similar things, small box, less than a pound, could go in a bubble mailer, that kind of stuff. I could maybe see doing that then. But when you sell things like I do, everything is a different weight and a different size. There is no conformity to it. But nonetheless, I made a whole video about shipping and everything, and I talk in there about I don't want to gouge a customer any more than they are already being hit with fees and shipping and all that jazz. Like, I leave that financial damage up to the postal service or delivery service or whatever. I don't charge people for the packing materials. I charge no shipping and handling fee. I truly believe that shipping is outrageous. I think that the tax on things is outrageous. And I don't think there's anybody that could look anybody else in the eye and disagree with that. And so I do try to gift, in a way, something to my customers, as far as you're at least only paying what it costs for them to physically take it to you. And that's it. That's it. I don't charge for anything else, for packing materials, bubble wrap, boxes, blah, 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 blah. I don't charge people for that. I feel like that is my cost to do business. When you operate a business, you have expenses. And I consider that one of my expenses that's required of me to do business. I don't know. It's my own personal thing, and other people do it completely differently and have a completely different viewpoint on it. And that is totally fine. We all operate things differently. For me personally, I try to keep myself in the shoes of the buyer and be understanding to that, without at the same time cutting myself short really much in the long run. Anyway, that's my shipping, what do they call that? Shipping soapbox rant. Despite the fact that apparently all of my stuff is just crap, I still declined the offer on this. Did I write them back a nasty message? No. I don't fault people for trying. And, you know, when I went and looked at all the comps, I thought, well, maybe it's going for less. And so I went and I pulled current comps, and they sell consistently for between $20 and $35. And like I said, one recently sold for $85. How that happened, I don't know. I didn't investigate it too much, but from the photo on it, it didn't look really any different than this. So I don't know, but let's put that one aside. For the most part, outside of that, they all sell for between $19 and $35, $39, you know? So I disagree with their assessment of it, and I went ahead and declined the offer. That was the first offer I've ever just flat out declined. However, I felt like they brought what they felt to be a decent argument to the table, and they, you know, flat out said in there they could only offer. They already said that that was their limit. Because it seemed like the opportunity for negotiation was already closed, I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to waste time on that. So why am I telling you guys all this? I wanted to talk about this a little bit because I genuinely welcome constructive criticism. I really, truly do. I have openly, you know, in a few videos said, go over and check out my stores. You don't have to buy anything. Just go check them out. Let me know. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm open to hear it. The reason I wanted to bring this up in a video today was because, like I've said from the beginning, I think there's a lot of people out there just like me. Small resellers, maybe haven't even started reselling. You know, doing this is scary. It is. There's an element of anxiety and fear to it. Anybody who tells you any different, I don't want to say they're lying, but I don't think they're being fully truthful, because if you've never done this before, you're walking in the unknown to some degree, you know? So there is always an element of fear to it, sure. And I think, you know, like starting a YouTube channel, I am very well aware that there's going to be X amount of people that just can't wait, bursting at the seams to get on and type out, your stuff sucks. Okay, cool. Like, and genuinely, if you feel that way, great. Like, give me a little more though, man. Like, what do you mean? Give me a little more to go off of, because I don't disagree that some of my stuff sucks. I think you're correct. But do I think all of my stuff sucks? No. What do you think I could be doing different or better? Or what do you suggest? What are you selling? What's your YouTube channel? Like, I'll go check it out. I'd love to see. I'm open for it. The problem is that people don't ever want to do that. They just like to sling hate and drama and yada yada. And I feel like there's a lot of folks out there that maybe haven't taken that first step into whatever, whether it's reselling or something else, whatever it is, the first step into whatever it is you want to do. And, you know, they're to some degree like afraid of the criticism they'll receive, or, I mean, just to put it bluntly, the hate. There's a lot of hate in the world. Every time people see you smile, there's always going to be a percentage of them that just because you smiled, they want to ruin that smile in one form or another. I don't have an explanation for why that is, but it is. It's a reality. And so I just want to like tell you guys, don't allow people to railroad you, and don't get hung up on the snippy little comments that people may send your way. You're always going to run into it. I think some of this is just being comfortable with who you are. I think for a lot of people, it's not easy to get in front of a camera and just speak openly and honestly. That is terrifying for a lot of people. And the reason is because there's so much animosity towards that. And I don't know why, but there is. And we see it everywhere. You see it everywhere. And I don't know. I just wanted to, from one small seller, one very teeny tiny YouTuber, to another, or potential others, or just other people following their dreams, don't sweat it. Just don't sweat it. It's not worth it. It's truly not. You can't let it freak you out and cave. You know, I have taken offers on items multiple times. I have even taken probably lower offers than maybe I should have, just because the piece had sat for a while, or, you know, this or that or the other reason, you know. So I'm not afraid to take lower than what I'm asking. I even have in my item description to submit an offer that no price is set in stone. So just to wrap this whole thing up, guys, I really just wanted to show, especially the new sellers out there, the small sellers, the people who haven't started selling, or even if it's not reselling, even if you're doing something totally different, you know, but you kind of got that, like a fear holding you back from doing it, just go for it. And don't let anybody's criticism or negativity cloud your judgment and cloud your ability to reach your goals, because those things only have the effect on you that you allow them to. And the people who make those comments, or, you know, come in with these lowball offers and, you know, trying to convince you of why it should be so low, it's easy to get discouraged with that stuff. It's easy to look down upon yourself. Or like, I saw that comment on my video last night, and it was just a couple hours or so after that I had received that offer. And going from seeing a comment of, upon looking at your inventory, it does suck, to then being sent an offer with a message explaining why they can only offer me less than half of what I'm asking, while all day long this same item in the same condition sells for generally often more than what I'm asking. It would be easy for me to be down on myself because somebody else said that my inventory sucks, and then look at that offer and that message and say, well, I guess I should just sell it for the $10 then, because all my stuff sucks. Oh well. And that's not doing me any positive service here. It's not benefiting me, and it's not benefiting my business. It's not helping me grow. It's not encouraging me to do better, to try harder, to, you know, expand my thinking and awareness on things. There's no positivity found in that kind of stuff. And so while I will read it, I like to be aware of things. I don't like to hide away from people or things they say or things like that. But I'm also pretty dang confident in myself and my abilities. And I just wanted to make a little video for some people out there that maybe need to hear that don't sweat the negativity. Don't let it get in your way. Don't let it be a barrier. Don't let it cloud your judgment and how you operate your business. Because none of those people care about you or how your business turns out, if you achieve your dreams, if you reach your goals. They don't care. So don't let them be a part of the decision making for it. And I just wanted to show you guys that. You know, as embarrassing for some folks as it may be to say, oh, look, somebody said I suck. Well, I don't know. Am I supposed to be embarrassed about that? I don't know. I don't know. But it's easy to get bogged down. And I just wanted to spend a few minutes telling you why you shouldn't. And to just go for it. Just start doing it. Whatever it is. Don't let anybody or anything hold you back. All right, guys, I guess that's it for now. But I'll see you guys on the next one.